Resident Playbook Ep.6. Their emotions and responsibilities are growing. In today's video, we dive deep into episode 6 of Resident Life Someday, Wise Intern Days, where the lives of young OB/GYN residents unfold with raw emotion, difficult choices, and quiet transformations that speak louder than words. This episode is a tapestry of tension and warmth, laughter and tears, all woven into a single day. For these residents, every shift is a delicate balance between professional duty and personal emotion, and what they face inside the hospital mirrors the struggles we often encounter in our own lives. It begins with something simple yet rare: the first official get-together of the OB/GYN first years. For a moment, they get to shed their lab coats and sip a drink as ordinary young people. They laugh, tease, and show their most human sides. But joy is brief, and before long, they're pulled back into the high-stakes environment of emergency care. The switch from comfort to crisis is jarring and very real. A new patient is rushed into the ICU. Her condition is far worse than expected. When her husband pleads for her life, the weight of his desperation falls heavily on OI Young. The surgical team acts fast, each moment pressing down with unbearable pressure. Even under that strain, we witness something remarkable: empathy in action. OI Young and Do-Won respond not just as doctors, but as people who understand fear and hope. Their subtle reactions show that even in chaos, human decency survives. Meanwhile, other residents are facing different battles. Jae-Il, often seen as uncertain and passive, decides to push past his fears. Tired of second-guessing, he pours himself into mastering ultrasound diagnostics. When a real emergency hits, he rises to the occasion, trusting his own judgment, acting fast, and earning recognition from a supervising doctor. The moment he watches the baby he helped deliver behind the glass of the nursery, you can see a quiet shift in how he sees himself. He's no longer just trying to keep up, he's becoming someone patients can count on. But perhaps the most intense storyline centers around OI Young and her confrontation with senior fellow Myung-Won. After seeing Myung unfairly take credit for a paper that rightfully belongs to Do-Won, Young can't stay silent. At a medical conference, she speaks up, not just in defense of her colleague, but in defense of what's right. It's not a dramatic outburst. It's the courage of someone who chooses integrity over comfort. Her voice shakes, but it doesn't break. This isn't just a conflict, it's a stand for professional ethics, and it resonates deeply. Romantic tension is also building between Young and Do-Won. After being rejected earlier, she tries to keep her feelings in check. But their interactions are layered with meaning. She fights for him, even when he keeps his distance. He notices. Slowly, Do-Won starts to recognize what she means to him. Jealousy flickers. Gratitude grows. Their dynamic begins to shift from guarded to vulnerable, hinting at something deeper just below the surface. Elsewhere, tensions among fellow residents continue to simmer. Nam-kyung and Sa-bai have hurt each other in ways neither fully understands. But through shared responsibilities, late-night shifts, and exhausted laughter over shared meals, their bonds begin to mend. The emotional walls haven't disappeared, but they're starting to crack, and behind them, genuine care is still there. And then comes the ending. After the chaos, the doubts, and the endless decisions, we see them gathered around a table for a late-night meal. No stethoscopes. No charts. Just hot soup, tired smiles, and the simple comfort of not being alone. It's a soft landing to a hard day, and it says so much without trying to. This episode wasn't about plot twists. It was about emotional truth. It followed each resident through moments of doubt, flashes of courage, and the quiet strength it takes to just keep going. Whether it was standing up to a senior, owning up to a mistake, or simply sitting beside someone who needs support, these choices show us what growth looks like. Resident life doesn't just entertain, it mirrors us. It reminds us that being strong doesn't mean having all the answers. Sometimes, it just means staying kind when it's hard, standing up when it's scary, and choosing connection when it would be easier to walk away. If this episode moved you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming review of episode 7. Thank you so much for watching, and may today bring you warmth, strength, and maybe a little more understanding.